Welcome back to the Foxcast, the official podcast of Frozen Fox Records. I'm your host, Konextrax, and today we have a special guest joining us. He's a talented artist and good friend of the label, known for his innovative sound and dynamic presence in the electronic music scene. Please welcome Syrum. How are you doing today, Syrum?
I am fantastic. I am great. Great day to be here.
That is good to hear. So, we go by sections usually, but today I'm gonna be a little more straightforward with it instead of going next question, next question.
Oh, you're good. We chilling.
So, to start off, we're thrilled to have you here. Let's start with a little background. Can you tell us how you first got into music production?
It was back in like 2000, like 12-ish. My sister Kennedy, she put me onto Skrillex back then, and then that led to like listening to more like Dead Mouse, and then leading into like Virtual Riot and getting into more like the more like melodic dubstep stuff. And it's like listening to that, like after hearing all, I had to drive to like make that stuff, and then like fast forward like maybe like 4 years, I get my first laptop my sophomore year, and my buddy shows me I think it was like Ableton or something, Ableton or FL. But then like as soon as I like first opened that DAW, I was just like, I just want to continue. I just want to progress more, try to learn as much as I possibly can.
Yeah.
And it's like since then I've just been continuing the grind, just doing whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense. I remember my first EDM artist was Dead Mouse, but then there was also Hudson Mohawke,
Mm-hmm.
which I
No,
was listening to in the car. It was this one song that is in GTA 5. I was watching clouds develop in real time.
I was real big into melodic dubstep, and that kind of like transcended into like me learning like color bass and like future rhythm and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, you've
Great.
been involved with a few labels. Could you tell us about your experience with working with labels and your history and ownership with labels?
Yeah, gosh. I first released with Saikatsu back in 2022, and then I don't know, just like meeting like all the people that I like now know and that I still like that I call like my close friends now is, I don't know, it's cool. Like the whole like underground scene is awesome. I love like it's like I don't know, I feel like the scariest part about it is just like really like submitting to labels, especially
Yeah.
like once you start getting your name out there a little bit more, it seems a little bit easier. But then like you always want to go for like a bigger label that has like a more following. Like, not saying that it's like a bad thing, but I do have like a fond like respect for like, not, I wouldn't say like smaller labels, but like lesser known ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like owning label wise is like, I don't know, I'm struggling because like I have like so much music I want to work on and put my time into more than, you know, like a label. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I love releasing with labels, but this year I'm really trying to like slow it down and do more. Well, even like last year, I want to do more self releases because it's more fun. I don't have to rely on split pays with a different person, which isn't a big deal, but it's like, I don't know. I'm not really in it for the money though, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. But like,
I get that you're not in for the money, but I do wonder, do you like want this to be like a full-time job or something?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Like money, like I said, like money isn't like my biggest concern. I feel like it's more so just like trying to grow and also grow as like a producer, not just like fan base wise. Like learning more like sound design techniques, like learning more like arrangement tips and tricks and stuff like that. I feel like to like really grow as an artist, you really have to like, I don't know, just like develop a new sound or like your own like signature sound, while at the same time progressing your quality and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's really how you start growing a fan base, because you know you have higher quality music, and people are like, oh shit, this dude has like 100 followers. Why is he not fucking famous right now? Like, this sounds like something, for example, somebody on like Rushdown or something would make. But I don't know.
Yeah. That might actually dive into this other question I had.
Mm-hmm.
So you released a song recently called Multiply It.
Oh yeah.
Oh, could you tell us about the inspiration on the track and how you discovered Huski Bass?
The inspiration, I don't know. It's kind of just like fucking around with Reason Rack 12 mouse drum. I was just messing around with it. I made a cool bass. I was like, yo, this is hard, and I don't know, just like or like, what is it? Just ideas just kept flowing, so I just kept feeding off of that. But funny about Husky Bass, they actually DM'd Kawhi like a month or two ago, and he was like, sorry, you should message him. I was like, okay, bet. So I messaged him, and then I sent him my song Multiply It. He was like, this is fucking sick. We gotta promote the shit out of it. And I was like, okay, bet. I mean, go ahead. I don't know. It was cool. I don't know. But it's like the whole like process behind the track was really just trying to like, I was honestly gonna meme the fuck out of it, because like that's why, like, whenever I think of like rhythm and stuff like that, I just like memeing it, because it's such a like, it's such a generic genre. It's so
Yeah.
boring yet easy to make. But it's like, you make a square four bass and add a sub bass to it, a basic ass rhythm drum layout. I mean, people are gonna like it, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Rhythm's fun though. It's fun.
Yeah. So, on that note, let's dive a little bit into your journey and creative process. Could you walk us through your typical process when creating a new track?
Um, for people that don't know, I I still am, but I'm kind of like diving out of it. But I'm more of like a sample based like producer, I guess. Whenever it comes to like more melodic stuff, like rhythm and stuff, I'll make a square four bass in Syrum, and it's easy, you know. But like future rhythm and stuff, I'll find like a cool pad, and I always start off with like trying to get like I don't even like do drums first. I do those like probably like weirdly last,
Uh,
after I get like a genuine like a general idea, because I like to base my drum pattern, like my drum layout, off of my drop, you know, which is typically just like 1/4, but sometimes I change up the drum patterns a bit whenever, just depending on how the song sounds, like the vibe it gives.
uh,
But uh, I'll I'll usually just grab like some random like pad sample, or like an R&B and soul sample, some like chords or something, and I'll just put this effect rack I made called actually I can pull it up. It's called hold on. It's called Future Rhythm Rack parentheses new, which is the easiest rack I've made my entire life. But it just gives it like this cool like airy feel, like airy sound to it, while also like boosting like some of like the like harmonic frequencies from the sample. So like
uh,
stuff you like, it boosts stuff that you wouldn't really hear in the sample, while also giving it that like womp womp, like 1/4 movement to it. And then after that, I'll probably just write like a lead or something, like something really basic, and then sometimes I'll grab like a vocal and I'll chop it up and just put it on like the offbeat, or like four to the floor, like going along with the uh the chords. And I'll just add
yeah,
like a fat sub in the mid layer, and then after that I'll just add some basic rhythm drums. It's a very simple process, but surprisingly it's effective, and I guess people seem to like it, so I'm not really complaining about it too much. But it's super simple. It's a very it's a very lazy way of going about making music, but Oh no, I'm starting to progress more into like writing my own chords and stuff, and like making like doing my own sound design. But then
Yeah,
like sometimes if like I just want to make a track like real quick because I'm bored, I'll just use like a sample or something.
yeah. I know sampling, like, I don't understand why it's frowned upon. I mean, I can get it if it's like sampling another song,
Hmm.
but like, if you're
I
using paid for samples,
hmm
like, number one, you can use those.
Yeah,
And
they're
at
all
the same
royalty free.
time, isn't that like really common in the industry? I watched a masterclass from Muerte, and he
Hmm.
was using cashmere samples.
And those are those are like the most like iconic and like basic samples that everybody grabs, especially for like exhausts and risers and stuff. Everybody uses cashmere samples because they're genuinely good. Like I
Yeah,
use a lot of those. But the way I think of like sampling and stuff is if you're if you're completely changing the sound to where you can't even tell it's a sample anymore, I feel like you're good. You know,
yeah,
like as long as you're doing something to it to make it more unique than just drag and dropping it into your DAW and calling it a day, I feel like it's okay.
yeah. I found
But
out that like layering a really heavy sound with a really melodic sound, just two
mhm,
samples, and you just saturate them and do some weird configuration. I personally use a format filter
mhm.
to do stuff, or like I'll pull in an FL effector and just put it on voice mode and just set it to random stuff. I can
Oh,
create some
100%.
new stuff.
And there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Like I said, if you're completely changing the sample to where you can't even tell, like I feel like it's okay. Because I feel like a lot of like whenever people like it's a very vague thing to say like sampling is frowned upon, but you have to look at like the context of it. You know what I'm saying? So like I think it's frowned upon if you're dragging a bass loop in and a drum loop and that's all you're doing.
Yeah,
But if you're dragging in a bass loop, cutting out the lows, chopping it up, or even like fucking chopping it up and putting chroma or pitch map on it, I feel like that's somewhat okay, but I feel like you have to do like a lot of processing to change the sound completely for it to really be truthfully unique to you and like okay with everybody else.
yeah.
Like that's just like my take on it personally.
I know personally, I do this thing where I take in a square four thing and then
Okay.
I layer it with something like color basey, and then I usually design my own subs.
Yeah.
I have this rack from Ivory
Hmm.
that really punches your sub to like the max, and then it has the only control it has is a low pass filter.
Okay. No,
But
my
it
my go-to for subs is it's called Corpus Kick Type. It's a stock Ableton Corpus preset, and it just boosts the fuck out of your subs. But if you put like a G clip or just a saturator with soft clip, it just makes it sound so good and just so like fat and punchy, but it doesn't like redline. It doesn't clip at all. It's perfect.
yeah. So
Yeah.
what has been the most challenging project you've worked on, and how did you overcome those challenges?
Oh shit. Gosh. Um, dude, that's such a hard question. Oh my gosh. Hold on. That 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 lets now I have to like kind of like look through my whole SoundCloud discography.
Oh God.
um, Probably like most challenging song. Like in what way? Just like in general,
Just like hardest to make.
hardest to make. Well, a lot of my songs are pretty simple. I would say I have a few unreleased ones that are annoying, but I have like out of all my release songs, I'd probably say Garden of Tomorrow with Lucid Dreamer. It's the one that's on the Calamity Deluxe album. That one was just a bitch and a half because, like I said, I'm shit at writing chords, but I don't know. It's super annoying, especially just like getting like the layout that I wanted, and just like I feel like the thing that I struggle with the most is just transitions and builds. So, and this song was one of the very few songs that I've actually released that has a build up. But I don't know. It was really annoying, just mainly because of leads. Because I'm normally pretty okay with like writing leads for like future rhythm and stuff, but writing something like super fast and like not exactly polyrhythmic, but kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was really annoying just trying to get like the notes right because I didn't have Ableton 11 at the time. I had Ableton 10, and Ableton 11 has this feature where you can literally just see the notes in each like key. Oh shit! Like you can type in like on scale on the left side. You could put G sharp major and then click scale on the top left, and it highlights every single note that's in that key. And I didn't have that whenever I was working on the song. So I was just like going by ear, and I have like very little like music theory
Um,
knowledge.
I can
So that was like the most challenging part was just writing all the melodies in there and kind of like variating them a little bit.
yeah. Um, I do know that there's a small technique for chords that I personally use
Hmm.
without. I mean, I do have this MIDI pack that has like every possible chord progression in every key,
Okay.
or at least
Okay.
every possible good sounding one. But for example, I recently released a song 9 days ago called Time Warp VIP,
Hmm.
and basically the chords were literally just two-note chords,
Yeah.
and they were
And
just seven apart from each other, and then I would
I,
just adjust it.
I do a lot of that for like future rhythm, just like two different. I don't know, just like two different. It's just two chord progressions, and that's it. Because it makes it. I don't know. It makes it easier, but then like it's also more diverse for like writing melodies because you don't have to worry too much about um what is it like trying to make each note kind of fit in that area of each different chord. Whereas if you have two, you can kind of just like copy and paste it and just like move a few notes around. Just to
Yeah,
kind of like vary it a little bit. I don't know. It makes it so much easier.
yeah, that's it's pretty simple without having to use Cymatics Python pack.
Oh god. I think I have one Cymatics MIDI pack. It's the gold MIDI pack. I have yet to use it because all the MIDI kind of suck dick. So like I refuse
Yeah,
to use
either
it.
that or like they're specifically built for rap.
Oh yeah, these are all R&B and drill and Afrobeat or MIDI, and like none of them sound really like my style. I guess.
Yeah. Occasionally I'll just use them for atmospheres. I'll just
Oh
put like a
yeah,
cyberpunk sounding synth on it and then I'll just reverberate it and blur it as much as I possibly can.
and I mean shit that it most of the time if you do that, it just makes like the most beautiful soundscape you've ever heard in your entire life.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I
there's
want to
absolutely
try
nothing
I
wrong
want to
with that.
try to make a convolver pad because I've never done that. I didn't know how to do that, but I've heard someone who did do that and it
Hmm.
sounded much better than just taking the sample, stretching it out a ton, and then just blurring it in Edison.
Yeah, no, I'll fuck with that. I feel like I like to use Convolver on like square four bases. Turn on like the phaser setting and use phase two. It gives it this cool like squelchy sound that sounds like something Mad Dubs would make.
Yeah.
And I accidentally found out how to make a Mad Dubs bass just by fucking around with Convolver, and I was like, okay, bet, making a song out of this. I have a couple IDs using that, which should
A square
hopefully be
four
released
thing.
soon.
Or so
No, multipass is OP. I'm sorry.
multi no, you're good, you're good. I was about to ask, how do you stay inspired?
Oh shit. I don't know. At work, I listen to like a lot of music throughout my day because I work at a golf course, so I'm like on a mower a lot. So like I think like 95% of my day, I'm wearing headphones. Like 95% of my shift, I'm wearing headphones. So I'm just like
Uh,
constantly listening to music, and then like sometimes like a song will come on where it just gives me an idea. So I just like think about that idea for the rest of the day until I get home, and then just at least try to put it down on Ableton. But so
yeah.
it's very hit or miss depending on like the style I want to try to go for. But I don't know. Sometimes like a lot of like my inspiration just comes from like going back to the sample thing, just hearing like a cool like R&B sample or soul sample, and I'm just like I could do something with that. It's
Yeah.
just I don't know. It's just like very small things all the way up to just like hearing a song and just being like I want to make something like that. I don't know. It's a it's very hard to stay inspired sometimes though,
Huh?
especially oh no. But it's like sometimes I just have like the meanest writer's block. I just don't make anything for like a whole week.
Uh,
But
yeah, the writer's block will get you big time.
oh, 100%. Especially like there's sometimes I'm like, God, I want to make a song so bad, but I have no ideas and nothing is sounding good. But
Yeah.
like sometimes you just have to fall into it and just be like, I'm not gonna work on anything this week, and that's it. But
Yeah.
like for me, every time like I've made a few like posts and announcements and stuff saying like, yo, I'm taking a break. I'm gonna stop making music for like a month or some shit. 2 days after I make that post, bam, I'm making like the a banger of a lifetime. Like it's super annoying.
Yeah. If it comes to like taking a break, probably don't make a post.
Yeah,
Saying
but
you're gonna
then
take a break for a month. Just say like you just hit writer's block. That'll make a little more.
like at the same time, as soon as I make that post, it gets rid of the writer's block. So it's
Ah.
like I'm casting a spell on writer's block, saying it, telling it to get out.
Yeah.
But like it doesn't work all the time though. I've
Yeah.
tested
And usually
it.
writer's block, 9 times out of 10, the main reason for it is because your brain's a muscle, right?
Yeah.
So when you're constantly like educating yourself or like working on stuff,
Hmm.
that's like working out your brain,
Yeah.
and just like deadlifting 300 pounds. Your brain's gonna get a little tired, and that's usually where the writer's block will hit.
My brain is out here deadlifting 300 pounds of just straight fucking square four right now. I've been on like, I swear I made so much square four in the last month, and I have like future rhythm in the last year. It's so
Yeah.
bad. It's so bad. Oh,
So,
but we out
what would
here.
you say are some of the key differences you've noticed between running a label and being an artist?
Um, there's a lot more responsibility when it comes to running a label, because well, obviously, like there's information you can't give out. That's a given, because you have the responsibility of holding people's like first and last names, for example,
Yeah.
and you have the
Luckily, not social security
responsibility.
number.
Yeah, for real.
That would be
But like
big
you,
time responsibility.
oh dude, I'd be scared to hold that, dude. Like, what if my computer got hacked? I'm done. They're
Yeah.
done, actually. But
Everybody's
like,
cooked.
oh, 100%. But it's like there, there's there's a lot more responsibility because like you could accidentally release their song on the wrong Spotify account, which has happened numerous times to me, just from not really paying it, like people not really paying attention and kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But like you got that, you have keeping up with like a consistent release schedule. You have to stay on top of like demos. You have to stay on top of like putting out announcements like, hey, we have a comp coming out. Make sure you submit to it, stuff like that. Like which is stuff I haven't really I haven't done a lot recently.
Yeah.
But like I said before, I've just been working on my own stuff, and I feel like the main thing that kind of like got me out of that drive of trying to get my label out there was definitely working on the Calamity Deluxe, because I've been working on that since Calamity came out, and that took a lot out of me.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's mainly just like a big like responsibility thing. There's not too many differences. It's just more so staying on top of your shit and just trying to, like I said, consistent release schedule, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Whereas like an artist, you can release a song once a year and people would be okay with that. Whereas if you're running a label, you release one song a year, people are like, okay, this label's fucking dead.
Yeah.
Because people have like small attention spans when it comes to labels, I guess, is the best way I could say it.
Yeah.
Like if the label's not consistently like releasing something or has like good visuals or stuff like that, people are like, I don't care too much for this. Like they could have like a banger and people would be like, I'm good, this label sucks. But
Yeah,
it
it's
is what
also
it is.
realizing that like when you start a new label, there's so much competition that you're fighting with.
Oh, 100%, dude. I swear there's like a new label popping up like once every week. Like I've gotten follows from like multiple different labels. I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh, this looks cool. Like I look at their logo. I'm like, oh, this looks sick. I click on. I'm like, 15 followers. Okay, cool. But there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But
Yeah, and then it
I don't know.
starts
Like,
growing a label because you have to have a wild factor.
oh yeah. Like
You have to
once you
you have
get
to
that
find
one
something that
song that
differs
blows
yourself.
up, yeah. Like once you get that one song that blows up, I think you're pretty much set. Like look at Silken Wood, right? They have convexity releasing on them a lot, and that's like one of their biggest like that's one of their biggest artists that helps the label grow, you know?
Yeah,
But I don't know, you definitely need connections when it comes to running a label. Whereas like an artist, you can release as much as you want, and then eventually you'll get like a following started.
yeah,
But you can come into the scene without any connections, and you'll still be set. Because like you just got it's a waiting game as being an artist, you know.
yeah. You just need that one song that grabs people attention,
Mm-hmm.
and no one knows
Exactly.
what that song's gonna be.
Exactly.
It's like every song you make, you release it because you think it's gonna be perfect, but then there's just
Mm-hmm.
one song out of the bunch that you end up releasing that's just like, yup, that's the
Mm-hmm.
one apparently.
I've had a few songs of mine like that blew up, and it's songs I didn't even like that other people liked more, and I'm just like, I guess that works. Cool. I mean, but like, there's I don't know. It does definitely like I'm trying to think of like a way to say it. You definitely need to have like that one song that grabs people's attention for you to really start growing,
Yeah,
you know. But if it's something that's blatantly like you drag and drop the sample, or in today's case AI, no one's gonna give a shit. Everybody knows like what a unprocessed sample or an AI track sounds like now.
yeah. I just watched a TikTok recently, and it had an AI
Mm-hmm.
EDM track, and they called it Rhythm of the Rice.
Okay. I was I was in the B shoe stream last night, and he was like doing the vibe into your demo thing, and there was a kid that submitted a fucking AI track, like completely made from AI, and everybody was like dogging on him. I was like, it's crazy how fast people can pick up that's AI. So like like
Damn.
producers definitely need to step their shit up if they want to make people think it's not AI for sure.
Yeah. So, can you share a memorable moment from your time? Because I know you've owned two labels, right?
Hmm.
So, what would be the most memorable moment between Myrias and Lost Archives?
Um, Definitely starting Myrias. Formerly, whenever it was She Records at that time,
Yeah.
but definitely starting it, and me and Flip having our first A/B release on there. It was so sick. Just like had the visuals, the art, and everything. It was so cool. And then I think like a couple weeks later, we had my buddy Harris made it, and this other dude release a track, which mine and Flip's track probably only got like 200 streams. We were like, I'm fine with that. We just started. But then Harris made it, and this other dude had a collab on there that in like 3 days went up to like 3,000 streams. We were like, oh fuck, no way, this is sick. It's like just small stuff like that. Like, oh, that's definitely one of my most memorable moments, like owning a label. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, now let's switch things up with some fun questions now.
Okay.
So, if you could collaborate with any artist, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Hands down, fucking Beast Boy or Mad Dubs. I wanna collab with Mad Dubs so bad. I've DM'd him a few times actually, saying like, "Yo, you wanna hop on this track?" And he'll read it.
He'll
And like
read it.
he'll leave me on red. That's all I need. That's the confirmation I need. But the first time I messaged him, I was like, "Yo, you wanna hop on this track?" He's like, "I'd appreciate it if you at least followed me first." And I was like, "Oh, I don't even follow this guy. Crazy." But then I sent him the song and he left me on red. I was like, damn, he just wanted to follow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just watched a tutorial from Chime on how to collaborate with bigger artists. And
Mhm.
his biggest thing was that the artist that you're trying to collaborate with, make sure they know you first and make sure they like your music.
Oh, so
Part of me is just like, how do I know that?
hypothetically, I could collab with Joe B right now.
Hypothetically, possibly.
Hold on, let me share that. This fucking made me flip out, dude. There we go.
Let's
Just look at the
see
bottom
this.
right. Look at the bottom right.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
He
crazy.
he knows of me now. He knows of me.
He knows of you. That's
For the
actually
viewers at
crazy.
home, Joe B liked my song Multiply It.
Yeah, I manage a label that got followed by Divinity.
Oh, that's tough.
It's been open for like 2 weeks now. I don't know. I don't know how.
That's
But
sick.
it's called Moon X Light Records.
Okay.
But it got followed by Divinity and hold up. It got followed by a couple other like crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hold up. Okay. So we got hold up. The
No, you're good.
Rooster. There's the Rooster. Wait. There's Divinity. Zoftly. Uh Cody Lineage.
Okay.
And those are like the big ones.
That followed the label or
Yeah, that followed. And
okay.
then another artist who's been keeping up to date with us is Spader.
Oh, that's sick. Oh,
So
I'm trying
yeah,
to
there's that. And then there's the fact that it got to 154 followers already. So
okay.
it is actually quite growing pretty fast. I don't know how. I'm not mad.
Mm-hmm. No, I wouldn't either.
That's a I just like manage the label. I run the operations and stuff, but I don't own it.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
yeah.
sick.
It was crazy. I was just like, dude, Divinity followed the label and is still following the label currently. There's something up here. Cause that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Did
No,
Divinity
that's
doesn't
sick.
follow me, doesn't follow my label. So, number one, how does she find it?
Oh, they've probably just
I
been
am
scrolling through and just saw something cool on there.
possibly.
100%. I mean, that's what I do. Sometimes I'll just be going through, like, I'll just look up a tag. I'll, like, look up, like, Future Rhythm or something. I'm like, all right, what are people cooking up now?
Yeah.
And then I'll see something. I'm like, yo, this is sick. And like, it's some dude with, like, 20 followers. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I remember seeing this one dude, his name was like Flu or something. And he made a song. It's got 3,000 views. This dude has like 50 followers or something last time I checked. I mean, I did reach out to him saying, "Hey, yo, this thing is sick. If you want to release with us, okay." He didn't respond. I don't know if he even read it.
Damn.
I remember when
Damn.
I tried to I remember when I tried to collab with Zirkonova.
No, I'm trying to, at the moment, I want to, like I said, I want to bag a collab with Mad Doves, but at the moment, I'm working on some solo stuff. And I'm trying to get on was it Rhythm Network? Because I just had a release with the Bass Space, which is a partner label of Rhythm Network. And
Yeah.
he was at the owner of the Bass Space was with the owner of Rhythm Network yesterday, and the owner of Bass Space was like, he's like, if you have anything you want to show him, dude, send it. I'm with him right now. I was like, say less. So I sent him this work in progress EP. Just I don't know, it was so cool. And he messaged me this morning and was like, he said, uh, he liked it, but he wants to listen. He wants to check it out. You know, dive into it a little deeper. So I'm gonna send him the link to it if that's cool with you. I was like, fuck yeah, because they're drowned in submissions apparently right now.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, the bigger the label, the more submissions there's gonna be.
Oh,
Because people
100%.
are trying to shoot higher. And what sucks is that a lot of them are probably good.
Oh yeah. Like this Rhythm Network has more followers than Disciple Roundtable, so I'm hoping like if I can get a release on there, that would be like a big break kind of thing.
Yeah. I want to release on Disciple so bad, but I don't know what it's gonna take. I know it's gonna take a manager.
I used to want to release on Disciple, but a lot of their like most recent releases have kind of been like the easiest way to say it is their most recent releases have just been shit. Except for the Beast Boy LP, that shit was hard.
Yeah.
But like besides that, a lot of their most recent ones have just been
That
trash. You just never
the
really
recent
like.
comp wasn't my preferable.
Oh no, like the Cyclops EP, didn't like it too much.
Yeah.
The Invaders EP was mid. The Beast Boy LP was perfect. The Virtual Riot remix comp, it was cool. But I don't know. There's just like not a lot on here that really like caught my attention too much.
Yeah.
And it's really like for me, it's not that hard to really catch my attention with music. Like you could, like I listen to Square Four. Like there's nothing to say. Like the whole fucking Infect remix comp was sick. I loved it, but all these other releases are just dookie in my opinion.
Yeah. So, what's the most unusual sound or sample you've ever used in a track?
A moan sample,
Oh god.
like
Oh
dead ass a
god.
moan sample.
Oh no.
It's in this song called Goontown for an alt alias.
Goontown!
Yeah.
Goontown.
Yeah. It's hold on, here we can play it for the podcast. Hold on. I'll
Oh
play
god.
it for
Oh
Hold
god.
on. Here. I'll just skip to the part. That's
Bro
probably a
cooked.
good. I did kind of. Hold on. There's one part that's kind of tough. Hold on. Wait. Okay, right here. But like, I don't know. It's for an alt alias I made called Glub Dubs as a joke. It is actually going. I convinced Kawhi to let me put that on Life or Death Volume 3. for one of the heavier tracks. So hopefully that'll like get put on, or that is going on there. My bad. But I doubt it's gonna get much traction because
Yeah.
like the whole Glove Dubs account is just for shits and gigs.
This is actually a recent thing I cooked up. If you want to play this, doesn't have any unusual sample, but it does have an ivory sample.
Okay.
It's called "It
Wait,
Is
hold on.
Over."
I ended the stream by accident. Here we go.
Oh, whoops.
There we go. If this isn't a square 4, I'm not gonna like it. No, I'm joking.
It's not square 4. Actually, one of these is square 4.
I've been on my square 4 craze recently, dude. I've been cooking. If anyone hasn't listened to the new showcase I just put out, there's like 4 square 4 tracks. Okay. Oh, I don't even follow you. Holy fuck.
What?
I thought I followed you. I thought I followed you. Oh my god.
I thought you did too. What?
I thought I did. My bad.
Part of me feels like SoundCloud's just having server issues with some followers, because there's a bunch of people who I thought were following me that are like I noticed in my notifications are suddenly following me now.
No, dude, my SoundCloud's been whack. Like even like trying to distribute shit, it's been so bad.
Nah, I got a square 4. Hold up. You like square 4?
I gotta hear that again. Hold on. I feel like right there, it's like variated a bit. Like right. Add like a horn that's like bom bom. I don't know. I thought that'd be cool. This is square 4.
This one is square 4.
Should I be scared?
Should you be scared? Should you? Someone called it a stomper. I sent this to a couple people to see to get any thoughts.
I'm a square 4 connoisseur, so I'll tell you if this is good. I'm gonna skip a little bit. Intro's too long for a square 4 track, 15 seconds or less. No, I'm joking.
15 seconds.
It does sound like some OG like Trench from like 2014 type stuff. I thought whenever you said square 4, I was low key like expecting something like that.
I kind of want to do something like that. I'm not that skilled at it.
It's so easy. Oh my god, it's so easy. It's so stupidly easy. What? Okay. I like that bass. That bass is cool. I made something like that. Where is it? It's in Bombaclot.
Bombaclot.
What? That's just a square 4 bass with multi-pass on it. That's all it is. No, square 4 is definitely one of the easiest genres I've made in my entire life. It all just like depends on like the effects you have in the backgrounds to kind of like fill it up. And I just put a shit ton of like random lasers with like reverb and delay on it.
Yeah.
But it's a fun genre for real.
Oh, why is this gonna tie into this next question I have?
Okay.
If your music were a type of food, what would it be and why?
What?
I wrote this down. I don't know why.
God, I don't even know. I've never been like asked anything like that. If my music was a type of food, what would it be? Oh man. I don't know. I'm trying to think so hard right now. I mean, like,
I think this is the first time in history a music producer has ever been asked this question.
you know what? I'm gonna say like chicken tenders because like a lot of my music is very basic, and chicken tenders is a very basic food to like order at a restaurant. So I'm gonna say chicken tenders. 'Cause, like I said, my shit's so basic, and it's like everybody makes what I make right now. So like I would say chicken tenders for sure, with ketchup
Oh.
and fries and probably like a Sprite or Coke to drink. Whole ass meal.
Yeah, it's that 2 liter of Coke I'm talking. My music is straight up boneless pizza.
Boneless pizza. Okay, respect.
Yeah, back when I worked at Chuck E. Cheese, I don't know why they had bone-in pizza, but
It's a little sketchy. They look like never
it's
mind.
sketchy with the way they had to make the stuffed crust. It wasn't pre-stuffed, you had to stuff it yourself.
Were you just putting like string cheese in there or something?
I personally didn't make any of the pizzas, but I watched one of the dude make it, and no, you take
Mm-hmm.
mozzarella cheese and you just put it in the corners and then you roll it.
That's lame. That's boring. That would be
I
like
know.
you poke a hole in the crust and you just stuff some string cheese in it.
Yeah. But
That's how I do it.
garlic fries are a secret menu item there, so if you ever go there,
I don't think I'll ever go to Chuck E. Cheese.
straight up, I wish we had a Dave and Buster's, but we don't. So I stick
I
with
love
Chuck E.
D&D.
Cheese.
I love Dave and Buster's. That place is so fun. Only
Man,
been
we
twice.
lost our good. We had this place called Shenanigans. It used to be
I
one of the
love shenanigans, dude.
I know. It had the best laser tag, but no, they had to change it up and turn it into a wedding venue.
Ew. Who cares about weddings, dude? I'm trying to have fun. Not get married.
I'll get married to my girlfriend. I'm loyal.
I'm gonna die alone and make rhythm.
If anyone is listening, I respect any secret microphone in this room held by the FBI of.
Relationships.
Yup.
No, man, like, oh no, it's hard here where I'm at because it's like, oh, I'm trying to think. Where I live, there's like nobody here that listens to fucking like EDM or dubstep in general. So like a girl will ask me, she's like, "Oh, you make music? What kind of music you make?" I'm like, "Oh, let me show you." And she's like, "Oh, okay, that's cool, I guess." Like, it's actually funny. I went on a date with a girl actually like a few weeks ago. She blocked me, by the way.
She blocked.
She blocked me. It didn't last long, but I went on a date with this girl, and she was like, so going back to like what we were talking about last night, like what kind of music you make? I was like, oh shit, fuck, I forgot I told her about that. And I was like, you really want to hear? And she's like, yeah. And this is like probably like right after I had like 5 Square 4 songs made. And she was like, just play your most recent one. I was like, okay. And she was like, ooh, what's that one? Because I was trying to scroll through to find like a more melodic and pretty song, but they're so far down.
Oh no.
And she was like, no, play the top one. I want to hear that one. And I was like, fuck. So I played it, and like the look on her face just said everything. And I was like, I'm cooked. I might as well just drop her off now.
Cooked. I want to hear
Like,
that one.
Yeah, whenever she said that, I was like, fuck. Okay. And I played, I was like, but I have like more melodic and pretty songs, and I played like some songs I sang on that are like more indie, like indie pop and indie rock and stuff. And she was like, I definitely like this more than what you just showed me. I was like, damn, okay, because that's my main genre over there. I mean, and she was like, oh, okay. She did not fuck with Square 4 at all.
She was not a rhythm.
She does not like rhythm, and that is confirmed.
What's the
Ooh.
funniest or weirdest comment you've received about your music on SoundCloud?
I have one in mind actually. Kawhi messaged or commented saying, "Oh, let me give a backstory real quick before I say it. Um, I have a dog named Palmer. He's a yellow lab, and this might be like too much detail to give, but like long story, like he was laying on my bed one day while I was like in the VC with him, and we all had our cameras on, and I heard Palmer like licking something, and I was like, Palmer, stop, and he stopped, and I hear it again, and then I look over, I'm like, Palmer, stop, and then this is so disgusting. I'm being like, for just a fair warning, this is nasty. But I look over and he fucking he nutted on my bed.
Oh God, no!
And so this ties into like the weirdest comment. Kawhi commented on one of my tracks. He said, I'm Palmer and I just nutted on your bed. And I was like, okay.
Oh,
By the way, I did wash my sheets and my blanket right after. Don't worry.
I mean
I'm not nasty
that's
like
good.
that.
I'd expect that.
Yeah. It's so nasty. I was like, dude, come on. You
Oh
serious?
God, I have some weird comments, and funnily enough, they're on my music video.
I'm not okay. I'm gonna be so real with you, dude. That
Oh,
music video made me
you
laugh.
commented?
That music video made me laugh so hard.
Yeah.
Like in a respectful way. Like, hold on.
Look, it's
I
not.
might still have it.
It's its own type of art style. The ending
We
was not what I was wanting, considering I did least amount of the editing.
I made a, or not me, but Kawhi. We were all reviewing the video in VC one night, and Kawhi made a GIF. It's this.
Oh God. Is it me? No, I made a. I
And
made
then
that same GIF.
and then we also have this one.
Goonies.
That was
Oh
my
God.
favorite. That was my favorite. Hey,
Oh
no hate to the song. The song was good, but it was like the
no,
video was
I'm
very
saving these.
questionable.
I'm
The
saving these,
video,
and I'm gonna put these up on the podcast video
okay.
just because that is funny.
Like
Oh,
I said, there's no hate to the song. I like the song. I genuinely enjoyed it, but like the music video was very questionable at some points. I was like, what is going on?
so I actually have a story behind the video.
Okay. Oh,
Now,
I want to ask a question. Where
what?
the fuck were you in some of these shots?
Okay,
There's one where like there's multiple of you like headbanging, and I'm just like, where is this?
okay. So that was a nerd bar called the
Okay.
Bronze Dragon.
Okay.
It's basically your typical bar, except it's got anime posters hanging up occasionally, and it's got a whole Dungeons and Dragons layout.
That's tough as fuck.
I know.
That's sick as fuck.
It was actually really cool.
I fuck with Dungeons and Dragons. I love
The
it.
roof scene where I'm flying, that was on a parking lot roof.
Okay.
And most of the city shots are just from around the city.
Yeah, for sure. Now
And then the cliff
there
shots.
yeah.
Those are
Okay, what
Granddad's
about the
Bluff.
woods?
The
What
woods,
about the
that's
woods?
also
Yeah.
on Granddad's Bluff. That,
Okay.
if you don't
Bro,
know
you
what
just
that is,
doxed yourself.
just look up
People know
Granddad's
what
Bluff
city you're from
Lacrosse.
now.
You know my city, except I don't live there anymore, so I am no longer doxing myself.
WWW. Oh man.
But
No, that video
the
it
ending was
had some
not supposed.
questionable
I was
stuff.
not supposed to fly like that.
What was originally meant to happen?
I was supposed to grow wings, and that was supposed to be my angel finally moving on to heaven.
Oh, but then instead it's just you
Instead, it's just
flying.
me flying like I'm getting abducted.
I'm not gonna lie. The part that made me laugh the absolute most in the most respectful way possible was whenever you were like flying through like the clouds and shit. That I was dying.
Hey, look. I give full permission to say the video is bad, but
Okay.
just because
I didn't want to sound like rude or nothing. Like
uh,
I didn't want to sound like mean or anything like at all. Like
it is
none of it
it's
was meant to.
amateur.
Yeah. I've like to me, like me personally, nothing against you at all, but like to me personally, like music videos for like EDM songs, not even like dubstep, but just like EDM is so cringe. I would much rather have like a cool like visual edit that's looping, like it's an 8-second loop,
Yeah.
just constantly playing. But
Uh,
oh man,
for this one, basically the story is I wake up, I'm in limbo, but it turns out my body's been split into two parts, my soul and just my body. My
okay,
soul is every shot that's blue that's my soul. Every shot that's red, that's my body being tormented in hell.
okay.
So the four me's that you saw, they weren't headbanging, they were laughing at my body being used like a
Oh
puppet.
shit. Okay. Damn.
But the four me's effect was probably the best looking effect
Oh,
out of
was it?
the
That was
whole
like
thing.
the out of everything. That was probably like the best looking shot.
And it
No,
was
that
probably
should.
the best effects. Most of that stuff was TikTok effects that
Oh god.
there were AI effects that were built into Wondershare.
Okay,
I just
I
layered
respect that.
a
I guess.
I just layered a ton of them, and that's what we got. We got the gooning sesh. It looks like I'm going Super Saiyan.
Bro's gooning so hard he's saying.
Oh god.
Oh man.
Okay. So I guess it's time to wrap this up with the final questions, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
If you could change one thing about the music industry, what would it be?
Oh man. Okay, this is gonna be a very like it's really okay. This is gonna be not controversial at all,
Alright.
but I feel like a lot of people would agree with it.
Alright.
Um, the whole like canceling people situation, because a lot of people get canceled without like the other person being able to really defend themselves or like give context. But if there's like visual proof for the reason of the canceling, that's completely understandable.
Yeah.
But if someone's like this person said the N word, he's instantly canceled. That's just an example. But like
Yeah.
this person said the N word in general chat, but they don't have screenshots of it or nothing. But that dude still gets canceled. I feel like that's completely not. The best word I could say is like unlawful, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's unnecessary because if you don't have like the visual proof, I feel like there's no need to really get on that person. You know, still be skeptical of them is completely fine. But if
Yeah.
there's like no proof, I feel like there's no need to cancel them and ruin their entire career just because some person hypothetically could have been falsely accusing this person. You
Yeah.
know, like just because they didn't like them, like stuff like that. I feel like the whole canceling thing is just dumb unless it's actually necessary. Whereas, for example, like
Yeah.
a lot of like the pedophilia going through the entire like
Yeah.
underground scene,
Like it
I feel like
it
that shit
hurt
is
my soul.
completely valid.
Yeah,
That shit
and
is
like
valid for people getting canceled.
the stuff that hurt my soul, like when Giazor, when he
Yeah,
got caught, I was like, "Fuck,
I used to, I
Giazor?"
used to, I used to like his music, and then like once I
Yes,
heard about it,
and
I
I
was like,
was
I
like,
cannot get caught listening to this shit no more.
in like, I hate to say it, but like, I stopped listening to all his music, but occasionally when he releases something with a collaboration,
Hmm.
I'll like take just a quick listen to it to see how it sounds.
I am genuinely surprised he came back from that. I
Yeah.
am so surprised.
From
But
what I
like that,
hear, Arima, or I think that's who it was. Was it Arima? Or
something
was it
like
someone
that.
else? It was someone who made art,
Yeah.
and they from what I hear, I'm not confirming this, and I'm not
Mhm.
denying it. I can neither confirm nor deny.
Mhm.
But apparently, she forgave him publicly.
I still feel like it is justified that he got
Yes,
canceled.
that is.
Because, someone can say, you're all good, like, I accept your apology. But at the same time, this dude didn't really give an apology. All he really said was, I didn't do it. Like, dumbed down. That's basically what he said. But I feel
Oh,
like
I thought he came out saying he did do it.
he did. Or something like that. I
Oh,
don't remember the entire details. This happened like 2 years ago. So I'm
yeah,
just speaking on
that's
my
it.
ass right now. But like it's still like, even though the person said it's okay, I forgive you, it's still
It doesn't change what
it
happened.
doesn't change the fact that you were talking to a minor.
Yeah, and you know what confuses me? The fact that no one questioned the age difference from the get-go.
Mhm. It was like what, like 5 years, maybe even more. I don't even
Yeah,
know, but it was a big age gap. But
yeah.
like that,
I'm
like
not one to
even if
hate
he
on
was
age
like,
gaps, but like, damn, if you're 20 something and you're dating someone who's what 15.
I think they were like 15, 16 at the time, yeah.
Yeah.
But like either way, like the entire canceling was completely justified, and I think it was
Oh,
valid.
yeah, and
Like that, all that shit is like
another
valid to
bad
me.
one. I think this one might be worse. I think the ellipse situation was worse.
Oh, 100%.
Because he
100%. I
was
didn't do a deep
flat
dive on
out,
it. I've heard about it, but I still agree.
yeah, and I'm surprised he didn't get arrested.
Oh yeah. But I don't know. I feel
I
like
won't
that.
deep dive. I won't tell you much on the podcast because I want to stay
No,
within limits.
that's understandable. But no, that shit is definitely like something I wish would change. The like I said, the whole pedophilia thing, that shit's valid, but like canceling someone for an accusation isn't
You should wait
isn't
until
a
there's
hundred
like
percent justified.
evidence of
Well, yeah,
something.
if there's visual, or if they said it in like a VC, if there's visual or like audio proof of it, I then I will like agree. But if there's not, I don't give a fuck. You can say, like, for an example, I'm gonna use you for the example. If someone told me Konextrax said the N word in VC chat, I'm just gonna like, okay, do you have a recording? They're like, no. I'm just like, okay, I don't give a fuck. I mean, like who cares?
Yeah.
Like, if you
I mean,
don't
not that I
have
would.
proof, exactly. Like, if you don't have proof, don't even fucking say nothing. Because like you're just gonna ruin that person's career. You're gonna ruin their entire like fan base that they've
Yeah.
spent years trying to fucking grow. Like, don't ruin somebody just because you don't like them. And that that
Also,
is
not to
that
be
is my
taken
final
out of
statement.
context. Do not say the N word.
Facts. Like,
Don't say
unless,
the N word.
unless you're allowed
We're
to.
not condoning this.
We're not condoning the usage of the N word as white people. But
I just don't condone it whatsoever, honestly.
mm,
Just because I know the history, and I'm just like,
100%.
I don't understand why people would even use the word if it has that attached to it.
Mm. No, I get you 100%.
Is there
It's got
any?
real controversial real quick.
We just made we made the top controversial stream of 2024.
Like, I'm gonna be on Twitter tomorrow morning.
All right. Well,
That,
to move on
that,
from the controversial,
that,
actually, one thing I want to change about the industry, and I feel like you can agree on this:
Mm.
360 deals.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
So basically, an art modern like the 360 deal is like one of the industry standard deals. It shouldn't be, honestly. But
Mm-hmm.
basically, every major artist signs one if they get with like Sony or Warner or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, it means that any income they receive cut of it goes to Sony or Warner or whichever label.
Well, I mean, that's understandable. They're really like, in my opinion, I feel like it's like split paying, right? So like,
Yeah,
I mean,
but
you
I
are the
feel
label
like
releasing them and promoting them and everything.
yeah, but I feel like if you're making money on the side, or like if you're owning your own brand on the side, like let's say for example,
Oh,
Lady
that's
Gaga,
what you're talking about?
yeah, Lady Gaga lipstick, like that stuff, that's not made
Mm-hmm.
by Sony or Warner, it's like owned by them.
Mm-hmm.
They should be able to keep the money they make from that, not have to give a cut to it to
No,
Sony or
that's
Warner.
valid. But just
Like,
because, like, I feel like those contracts should only be for your music, not
yes,
your merch products that you release out there. Like, if
yeah,
you're it's like, for example, like if so, you're basically saying, like, for example, if I'm just gonna use Mad Dubs as an example because he does have merch lines. If Mad Dubs signed to Disciple, they would get a cut of his merch sales.
I don't know about
Or
Disciple.
was it only like with like big like major labels
I
like
know it. I know it's a for a fact with major labels. Every major label uses it. I'm not.
Interscope and Sony and shit?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm not too keen on Disciple. I don't know what's in
I
their
don't think
contract,
I
and I
don't
feel
think
like there's an
Disciple would do
NDA.
that.
So even if you ask like a Disciple artist what's in the contract, they can't tell you because
Yeah.
you know standard big business practice. NDAs
Hmm.
are a very real
Yeah.
thing.
No, I don't agree with that at all. Personally,
Yeah.
not with what you're saying, but like with the like them taking a cut out of like your merch sales and stuff. I don't think that's good. I don't like that. That's
Yeah.
whack as fuck.
Oh, it looks like
Move
we hit the
on.
hour mark. A
Fuck
little bit.
yeah.
So, this has been an incredible conversation, Syrum. Thank you so much for sharing your journey and insights with
Yes,
us.
sir.
Before we
Anytime,
wrap
dude.
up, where can our listeners find your music and follow your latest projects?
If you go to SoundCloud, just type in Syrum all caps, or you can look up at Syrum Music on SoundCloud. My Instagram is at Syrum VST, and Spotify is just Syrum all caps.
Alrighty.
Same for Apple Music too.
Oh, yep, same for. And then
Can't forget about
also,
Apple.
for the audience, make sure on social media, share your favorite Syrum song and put in hashtag Foxcast favorites to have a chance to be put into the playlist.
I double dog dare you guys.
He double dog dares you.
I dare you.
Alright, so I guess that's gonna be it for today's episode of the Foxcast. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and leave a review. We'll see you next time with more exciting guests and insights from the music world. And until then, keep the music playing. We'll see you, Syrum.
Bye.
Bye.